Hello again. This is Chris Evangelist, bringing you the presentation called Galactic Crisis. We are now into part 2, Babylon is Fallen. We already covered the true God, the first section of the Galactic Crisis series. Now we're into Babylon is Fallen. And we're discussing the rise and fall of historical Babylon and even modern day, the Babylon society. That's the term we're using for it. And we covered the origin of Babylon already, and that is giving us a backdrop to the time period in which we're living now. All this presentation beforehand has been laying a foundation, a groundwork for these next two sections. Section 2, Modern Growth of the New World Babylon Society, and then 3, God's Message, Babylon is Fallen, come out of her, my people. Early on in America, we have influences from the Jesuits, also Luciferian influences, Theosophy, we have Freemasonry. All these are contributors in the upbuilding of the American New World. And there's Theosophy and occult ancient religions in high places, even now in our world. The Jesuits, these were the people at the center of most of these conspiracies. We hear of Rome, the church, and the kingdom of the Antichrist. The truth is, the Jesuits of Rome have perfected Freemasonry to be their most magnificent and effective tools accomplishing their purposes among Protestants. This is from the Grand Design Exposed by John Daniel. Albert Pike, a very high-level Mason, this is what he has to say, and he wrote a lot of the doctrines of the Masons. Masonic religion should be, by all of us initiates of the high degrees, maintained in the purity of the Luciferic doctrine. So this Masonic religion, which had a lot of influences from the Catholic Church and came out of a lot of the Jesuit influences as well, ancient religions, this is Luciferic at heart. It gives us a new look at this Masonic temple, that it's a temple. It's claiming to be something that is a religious entity. And we hear about Theosophy with Helena Blavatsky and Alice Bailey. They're both writers who were led by supposed spirit guides, and their writings are utilized in the United Nations to this day. The publisher is Lucius Trust, but it used to be called Lucifer Trust, and it is very clear if you read the writings that they are Luciferian. These Luciferians and Jesuits, they work together to create secret societies to infiltrate every facet of the world. The goal is to make a one-world government with Rome in charge. Here's something from Pope John Paul II, September 17th, 1995. For unity, all churches must accept papal authority. So we have the United Nations, we have the papacy, we have all these other religions and governments across the globe trying to unite. And who's at the head of all this? To speak of a throne of evil controlling this world system is no mere figure of speech. It is a grim reality, and the occupant of that throne is no figment of anyone's imagination. Jesus Christ ascribes to him the title of Prince of this world, John 14, verse 30, based on an interview with Roger Orneau. My great personal dream is to get a tremendous alliance between all the major religions and the UN. New Genesis, shaping global spirituality, world happiness and cooperation. This is New Age ideas. A lot of ancient paganism, ancient witchcraft, and doctrines of devils are being reignited in our modern time to bring all these different organizations and religions and governments together under the Antichrist. A little history here. There were religious awakenings in America in about the 1800s. And in reaction to this, Satan and his demons create many false religions. They also make counterfeit scientific theories to deceive people. This has been planned out. And as the Protestant religions arose in America, here's some of the things that the devil created to counter this. We have Freemasonry. We have a lot of spiritualism arise. We have Theosophy, false prophets. There's Mormon movements, Jehovah's Witnesses, Christian Science movement, this twisting of truth and error, and mixing and confusing of doctrines. Also in this time period, this was a very disruptive time period for humanity. French Revolution, 1789, human rights. Satan's counterfeit unity. We have Karl Marx started writing the Communist Manifesto in 1844, published in 1848. Charles Darwin's first draft of The Origin of Species wrote in 1844. Baha'i Faith was founded in 1844, emphasized the unity of religions. And we have modern growth of spiritualism with the Fox sisters, communication with dead supposedly, and this is found out to be fallen angels disguising themselves later on. This is March 31, 1848. So a lot of this time period, the devil is working on a grand scale. A little more history for you. We have ancient mystery religions. It's like Babylon, Egypt, India, Persia, Greece. All were forms of pantheism. This is paganism. This is ancient occultism. This has come down through the ages through Kabbalism. A lot of influences through even the Hebrews that have went into occultism, brought some of these ideas down. Gnosticism, Christianity, taking these occult ideas. This is in the Catholic Church. Gnosticism, Knights Templar, Rosicrucians, Freemasonry, Illuminati. This is just all through history, bringing these occult and witchcraft, sorcery, divination, spiritism, all these different Eastern religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, all these practices down through time. And they're showing their face in the Theosophical Society, many cults of the 1800s, these different movements. And this is the New Age movement. This is the history of occultism and the One World movement. They're trying to bring these ancient ideas, ancient witchcraft to life again. And there's Marxism is involved, American and European secret political societies, international banking elite, World Council of Churches, the United Nations. All these different forces are involved in this great movement for a one world society that is mixed with error. Fallen Protestantism in America even unites with the Roman Catholic Church. This union is against God's will. Mainstream Christianity plays the role of a false prophet. The observance of Sunday by Protestants is an homage they pay in spite of themselves to the authority of the Catholic Church. The final object of ecumenism, as Catholics conceive it, is unity in faith, worship, and the acknowledgement of the supreme spiritual authority of the Bishop of Rome. Here we have a German paper showing Pope John Paul shaking hands with Martin Luther, a great reformer, showing that the Lutherans and the Catholics are now uniting again. From heretic to companion, it says. And here we have Billy Graham having a little powwow with the Pope, a little conversation here, uniting the two gulfs between America and the papacy again. Media is also used in the upbuilding of modern Babylon. Colored screens repeat the false prophet's teachings. Internet connects all languages and people. Through science, the clouds of ignorance would gradually be swept away. Education would spread this new gospel of scientific knowledge. Science and technology were successful enough at improving humans' life that they became the touchstone for the search for truth. This is from Everlasting Gospel, Ever-Changing World, John Paulian. Here we can see that science is now taking the place of religion for many people and is becoming their God in many respects. People are not looking at the reality of life, but are now being transfixed by this artificial world. Larry King Live television show. After Pope John Paul's death in April 2005, Billy Graham declared the Pope to be the moral leader of the world. Satan also uses increasingly paranormal activity, including UFO sightings, ghostly apparitions, many unexplained tragedies. These are all used to deceive and control humanity. The Norway spiral, something that still to this day has many people questioning. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9, the coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with the work of Satan displayed in all kinds of counterfeit miracles, signs and wonders, and every sort of evil that deceives those who are perishing. Mark chapter 13 verse 8, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. We hear of many revolutions going on. We know there are is a lot of activity in earthquakes and changing tectonic plates on the earth here, and in great disasters with terrorist events. We have to be extremely prepared for what's happening in the world. I'm now exposing to you the three-part union of evil called Babylon. This is the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. The dragon is a satanic power. This is even Luciferian spiritualism, a lot of these pagan influences in the world. Then we have the beast. This is Roman Catholicism and Jesuit orders, many things linked to the Catholic organization here. And this is talked again and again about in the Bible. It's pretty easy to find out who this beast is. False Protestantism. This is a mix of Christian and even Freemason. Many of the secret societies claim to be Protestant and Christian, and this is actually the false prophet. Together, when these unify, these make up the one world Babylon society. We can hear about this from Alice Bailey, a leader in theosophy, and a lot of the United Nations, people that are trying to bring about this New Age movement, follow her writings. She says there will not be any disassociation between the universal church, this is Roman Catholicism, the sacred lodge of all true Masons, this is Freemasonry, the inner circles of the esoteric societies, this is Luciferianism, Illuminati, spiritualism, occultism, Satanism. All these will come together. In this way, the goals of the United Nations shall be solidified, and a new Church of God, led by all the religions and by all the spiritual groups, will put an end to the great heresy of separateness. Helena Blavatsky. We can hear a little bit about this religion that Alice Bailey and Blavatsky have. She says, Satan is the god of our planet. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils. The Bible knows what's happening here, and we would be wise to follow its instructions. In the future here, a New Age Antichrist Messiah will arise. He will endeavor to enforce the Mark of the Beast Sunday worship law. False Christianity in America will join forces with the world to follow Rome's unholy rest day. So the entire world, these fallen churches, paganism, they're all going to unite to follow this new Messiah Savior, except those who truly serve God. Malachi 3 verse 6, I am the Lord, I change not. He is the creator of heaven and earth. God made the seventh-day Sabbath. If God made the Sabbath monument, who made this one? This is Sunday, the venerable day of the sun. And the one who created this one is Satan, and he enforced it through the Catholic Church and many other institutions. Revelation chapter 13 verse 13 through 15. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this Antichrist is going to try to make people worship on Sunday, or they will be killed. Of course, the Catholic Church claims that the change was her act, talking about Sunday worship here. The act is a mark of her ecclesiastical power and authority in religious matters. This is Cardinal Gibbons here. And a little information we have from shareinternational.org or shareintl.org, talking about Maitreya. At this time of great political, economic, and social crisis, Maitreya, an antichrist, will inspire humanity to see itself as one family and create a civilization based on sharing, economic and social justice, and global cooperation. So this Antichrist is going to try to bring the world together with deception and lies. Jesus will have a true church, though, on earth at this time that keeps his true law and worships him as the Creator God on the seventh-day Sabbath, awaiting his second advent. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation chapter 14, verse 6 and 7. God will have a people that follow him, that keep his commands in the midst of this New World Babylon society. We will continue modern growth of the New World Babylon society in the next section. I hope you've enjoyed this, and God bless you all.